Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be resuming the friendship tarot readings. Today is going to be dedicated to the boys Kevin and NCT Mark. So yeah, they had been sharing during interviews. They had been mentioning each other, talking about each other. So yes, let's see the nature of this connection, this friendship. So yes, I placed Kevin on the left and Mark on the right. So yeah, let's begin. From Kevin, we got the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. And then from Mark's perspective, we have the Knight of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Cups. And the relationship as an overall, we have the Page of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and Ten of Swords. Um, from Kevin's perspective, definitely he does value this connection a lot. Like he puts a lot of effort. I'm guessing he's older than Mark, because he got all this queen and king, so he does give me this like sort of like protective older brother, but in the sense that I believe that his nature is like this. He's very devoted and stable. Like once he makes a connection with you, he works on that connection. He makes sure that he messages you, that like there's a sort of routine that he does with people that he likes. And definitely here I can see the mix of his two energies, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups. I could see here his Sun in Pisces and his Moon in Capricorn, like here, like working together and being this very reliable guy, this very like from time to time a bit emotional and also changeable, but he's not childish. He's not, even though he can be funny and goofy, you know, uh, and he can sometimes a bit eccentric. There's something about him also when the cameras are off, and when it comes to this connection with Mark, there's something about him becoming very serious and very like choose something like older and grounded. Like I believe that if you compare them, like honestly, Kevin looks like he is much more stable than Mark when it comes to personality, when it comes to the way he navigates life. There's something about him probably having more life experience than Mark. There's something about it's not just about him being older, there's something about him having more experience. um it's like there's a separation in Kevin's energy. There's something about him like sort of knowing how to master his life and his purpose and also his duality. It's like he acknowledges he's a Pisces, he's a dreamer, he's a visionary, he is a creator, and he's an artist. But then he also pays attention to his moon in Capricorn. So there's something about him also looking for stability, looking for ways to sort of create like a sort of routine, and also getting better results, and always keep working on himself. Probably he has somehow very rigid routines. Like I could see him like sort of being like a soldier from time to time, being like very fixated when it comes to his routine. Like, okay, he does certain things or he has certain hobbies, and he doesn't forget about it. It's not like the typical Pisces person that they can get like too dreamy or maybe too like you know too like flexible, that they sometimes forget about certain things. In the case of Kevin, he doesn't forget anything. Seeing this Queen of Pentacles, I believe that he is someone that if you notice the posture of the Queen of Pentacles, she's observing this coin, and she's holding on to this coin very tight. So definitely there's something about Kevin's nature when he is your friend, or when he likes you, or when he is like part of your life. He holds on very tight to you, and he treasures you, and he observes you, and he's pendant on you, and he works to be a better friend and a better company always. Like there's something about him actively like putting of himself to be better at this connection with Mark. There's something about him being very loyal, very stable, but also being a sort of like, it's not that he's like a role model, but Kevin has a lot of wisdom, and I believe that we had seen that because we had heard him talk and also like express about his lifestyle and how he views life. He's much more than just an idol, and also because since he speaks English, maybe we international fans, we have like more opportunities to listen like from first hand, to listen from him how he feels about certain things. So there's something about him. This is why I believe that he gets all this queen and king behavior, because he's in top of his image and what he does and how he does it. Um so yeah, he's also very studious, he when he really cares about someone, he really cares. So yeah. And then from Mars' perspective, we have the Knight of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Cups. So yeah, there's something about Mark. See, Mark's energy is different, and definitely I wouldn't expect less than this Knight of Wands to show up, because there's something about Mark with all his fire energy that he is a Knight of Wands in the sense that he cannot sit still. Is part of his personality, and this is how he navigates interactions, relationships, and friendships. The guy is always moving. The guy is always going somewhere. The guy is always busy. He's always like working on something, moving, going from one place to another. Like he is so full of energy, and he lives life like this, and he doesn't want to sit down. Like he has no time. He's always in a rush, and somehow there's a sense of this sort of being part of his personality. At least when he connects with Kevin, there's a bit of a rush. Somehow, like, probably their encounters are brief. They see each other, they talk to each other, but there's something about Mark's nature. Probably, I don't know if when they are hanging out, there's something about him like looking at his phone, or maybe looking at his watch and being like, oh yeah, 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 sure, yeah, I connect with you, we click, because he has the Two of Cups. So definitely an emotional connection there is in here. Definitely he likes to hang out with Kevin. There's a connection in here. Definitely emotionally he likes Kevin. Definitely. But also there's something about him being busy or being distracted, because then we have the Four of Cups. So there's something about him, like, like just being a bit absent minded, probably like thinking or worrying about the next thing that he has to do. So there's something about this, there's something about him, you know, like sort of being, when he's in a room with you, but he's thinking about other things, and he is, it seems like his energy is very nervous, like he, even if he hangs out with you and he has the time of his life, there's something about him, like sort of being like, okay, I have to go, okay, like, so I believe that for him is a whole process to just learn to sit and relax when he's hanging out with people of his age, or people that are like acquaintances, or are like, when this is not job related. I think that also the proximity and the intimacy, and also being friends and being just, just liking each other's company, probably it makes him feel a bit awkward. He's like, because I believe that probably there's something about Mark's associations that maybe all of them have to do with work, and with, okay, we are working for something, we are making this, we are doing this for our work, and we are working. So there's something about him, like probably in his connection with Kevin, just, there's something about Kevin also making this very personal and very emotional. And Mark enjoys this, and he's also open to this connection, like, okay, I really like you, I like the way you think, I like the way you are, I like the way you express yourself, but then I'm a bit fearful about being that close to someone. I don't know if he's not used to this, he's not used to, because he got all these cups, and we see that Kevin has the king of cups. So Kevin is like the promoter of, like, connect with your feelings, like, tell me how you feel. And Mark is always like, he's in such an active, on an automatic mode, that he's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have time to think about how I feel. And even if I have to think and connect with my feelings, I don't know how to do it, and maybe I'm not ready to do it. So definitely, I believe that Kevin's influence is to help Mark's energy to slow down a bit and connect a bit much more with emotionality. There's something about probably Mark not knowing, or not having experience, like going very deep into his emotional nature, and what does he need, and what does, and Kevin does this very well. I believe he does promote this, and he makes the encounters, even though he's a professional as well and they talk about work. There's also a part of Kevin that Kevin is very philosophical, so there's something about Kevin, like bringing this sort of this water vibe to Mark's very fiery attitude. Marx is like, okay, like, wait, are we talking about feelings? Like, I don't know how I feel, and like, and also Kevin has these very existential questions that somehow it sends Mark to somewhere very far away in his mind, that he's like, wait a minute, I haven't thought about it. Like, wait a minute, give me a minute to process all this. Because I believe I don't know how to answer to these things that you say, or I don't know how to feel about what you're telling me. But it's very interesting because in this connection, Mark is allowed, is starting to feel, is starting to, yeah, I also have, it's not just about my ideas or opinions. It's also about, like, how I feel about certain things. Like, how do I feel? What is an emotion? So definitely for that, he has to sit down and think and reflect. And probably he doesn't have time for this, but he can make the exercise, definitely. Then the relationship as an overall, we have the Page of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and Ten of Swords. So yeah, I think that definitely they are like sort of teachers for each other. They are guys that definitely they are constantly working on each other. There's something about them having in common, that they are always thinking about ways to be better, to be better people, to be very studious. They always consider themselves apprentices. Like, there's something about them being very humble. And also them thinking about the future. Like, okay, what do I want to build in the future? There's something about their natures also looking for this stability. Is like, I don't know if they are thinking about having their own companies in the future, or having their own business, but definitely they do worry about the future. And they have this in common, that they probably are thinking about, like, okay, I want to study a career, or I want to study this business, or I want to study this possibility. And they are sort of like inviting each other to this sort of like, oh, I have this project. Sorry, guys. My mic disconnected. I hope I'm not talking by myself for so long. But yeah, there's something about them also, like I don't know if they are like reflecting. It's not just about their career. It's also about it's also about what they want to achieve next. So they're like, I have to focus on these things. I have to keep studying this opportunity. I have to keep, like, I have this idea in my mind. I have this plan. And also because there's something with the Ten of Swords that definitely the guys do worry about the future. They do worry about themselves, and they definitely work very hard. The idol life is very demanding, is very, like, it is draining. It's sort of like there are moments where you feel like there's no way out. Like, even if you do your best, you probably will not get the recognition that you're looking for. So there's something about them thinking about their future, like, okay, like, how can we do, what can we study, or how can we go into a kind of a planning, or like, how can I, like, improve in my life individually. So there's something about them also exploring options and studying those options very well, because they fear, both of them, they fear burnout. They fear to run out of energies or run out of resources. So definitely the guys are thinking about either working together on something. Like, I don't think that it has to do with them, like, working, and doing challenges. And I don't think it's about the idol life. I think that it has to do more about them as these young guys, like, thinking, like, okay, where do I put my money, for example? Where do I invest? Where do I go? How can I, do better for me and my family, just in case, you know um just in case there's a moment where I cannot be an idol anymore, or I cannot work anymore. Because definitely with the Ten of Swords, like, the guys know that this is not a job that you can do, like, forever, even if you want to, because there's like these um, sort of exhaustion. Their career can be affected in so many ways. Like, it could be scandals, it could be, like, a lot of interruptions. So definitely they do think about the future, and they advise each other, like, okay, how can we, study beforehand the possibilities to create a better future for ourselves as individuals, not as idols. So definitely they help each other to think outside the box. And both of them have in common that both of them are very ambitious. And also, they worry about stability, and also they are very patient. This is why they have here the Page of Pentacles, because there's something about them being like, okay, help me think about a plan, help me come out with a plan, like, help me improve in this business or idea that I have. Let's help each other out. Maybe we don't need it now. It's not essential for us to achieve it now. But we can start from now that we are young. It can be investing in something. And then they will have the patience to wait until the right moment comes for them to make benefits out of this. But yeah, they are very hardworking. I can see them, like, having a lot of things in common, and actually having these, probably the same worries when it comes to, okay, how long will I be in the industry, and what will happen of me if one day I decide that, or something happens and I'm like, okay, I'm not an idol anymore. I don't think that it's about both of them thinking about that possibility. Probably is one of them, um but definitely one of them is, like, the need to think ahead of this is because this person doesn't want to be defeated. They don't want to come to a certain age and be like, oh, look, look, I put so much in my, I don't know, in my idol, or in my good years in my idol life, that I forgot to invest in my future, and now I have nothing. So there's a bit about them wanting to prevent this, wanting to get smarter financially. So yeah, yeah, definitely they can make it. They can be successful. Their mindset is very humble, but also is very realistic. So yeah, very smart guys, the two of them. So yeah, guys, this is all I have for them and their friendship. I hope it made sense. Sorry for the interruptions with the mic. Thank you so much for being here and watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.